Hey, wake up, quick!
What the? Where am I?
Come on, quick, before it notices.
What are you talking about? Where am I?
I don't know, but we can't stay still or it's gonna find us. Come on, I'll explain later.
What is this place?
I don't know. I just woke up not too long before I found you, but it seems like some kind of maze.
Well, mazes have exits, right? How do we get out?
Dude, how many times do I have to tell you that I don't know?
After walking around mindlessly for a couple minutes, I came across something interesting. Wait, look what I found. Do you think this could be the exit?
I don't know. Might be. Go check it out.
Okay, I'm going. I jumped down the hole hoping it was safe on the other side, but what I saw made no sense.
Hey, what's down there? Is it safe?
Wait, what?
What's going on? Is it safe for me to come down?
This doesn't make any sense.
Wait, what? How did you get here? Screw this, I'm going down. What? How is this happening?
I don't know. Something weird is going on. There was clearly something weird going on with this place. Escaping might be more of a challenge than I thought, but I wasn't just gonna stand around. Me and my new friend got on our way and started looking for a way out again. So, what were you talking about earlier when you said something might find us?
Well, when I first woke up, I saw something terrifying. I started walking and then out of nowhere, the light started flickering and this giant black spaghetti monster started chasing me. The only reason I escaped is because I made it through a narrow hallway.
Dude, seriously? A black spaghetti monster?
I'm not joking, dude. There's something in here with us.
Yeah, okay, man, sure. I kept walking, pretty much ignoring everything he said. That was until we came across something that made everything seem much more terrifying. What is this? There was something written on the wall with some weird material that said, "It's always watching, don't stay still."
See, I told you I was serious. You don't remember seeing anything like that?
Now that you mention it, I can't remember anything other than you waking me up.
Well, do you at least know your name?
Yeah, it's Gorf.
I'm Muck. I don't remember anything else either, but we're gonna make it out of here. You and me.
My new friend Muck and I started exploring again, hoping maybe we'd find something else that could help us lead towards an exit. Until something happened that changed everything. Randomly, the light started flickering and I heard a weird noise coming from one of the hallways. What is that?
Oh god, it's here again.
Muck and I both froze, terrified of whatever was lurking around us.
Run!
Muck and I both took off, running through random hallways with no idea of where we were headed. Each corner we turned looked the exact same as the last. The screams of the monster kept getting louder and louder, as if it was getting closer. But right as it felt like we were done for, we turned a corner and saw a group of people standing in a lit doorway. Muck, look! There's people!
Come on, quick!
We rushed towards the door, barely making it inside before the monster caught up to us. But before the door could get closed all the way, the monster grabbed one of the other survivors and ran off.
No! That's the third person we've lost this week. That's just how it is down here. There's no time to mourn.
It seemed like we had stumbled across some kind of camp for survivors. I guess we're not the only ones stuck down here.
You two, what the heck were you guys doing out there? You could have gotten killed.
I don't even know what this place is. We just woke up here.
Oh, you're one of the new ones. There's been a lot of you lately.
A lot of what?
Well, new people show up here all the time. Let me guess, you don't have any memories either.
Well, yeah. I don't even know how I got here. Look, man, if you know so much about it, what even is this place?
I have no clue. No one knows what this place is. I've been here over a year and I still don't know. All I know is that these halls go on forever and there's no real exit to this place.
That's impossible. We got here somehow. There has to be a way out.
Look, man, we've done our best to map this place out and look for an exit, but it's just too dangerous. These halls are massive, and not to mention that we're always being watched by that thing.
Hearing all this made me realize what kind of situation I had gotten myself into. If there's really no way out, it's only a matter of time before I get taken by that monster just like the others. Look, there has to be a way out. I'm not just gonna sit here and accept the fact that I'm stuck. I don't care if I have to do it alone, but I'm going out there and I'm gonna find an exit.
I like the way you think, but I can't let you go out there alone. I'll come with you and we'll look for it together.
Muck and I checked outside to make sure it was safe, and then we went on our way, looking for any kind of information that would lead us towards an exit. Hey man, what's your name? And is there anything you can remember from before you got here?
I'm Grumble, and I don't know much about my past life. Only glimpses that have come to me over time. Not enough to piece anything together though.
Well, tell me about the monster. You've been down here for so long, you have to know something about it.
That thing's straight out of a horror movie. It follows anyone who roams these halls constantly. It's probably even watching us right now. Our camp used to have about 50 people in it, but because of that thing, we're down to only 8.
Hearing about the damage this monster has done only makes me more nervous about being stuck here. But before I could say anything, I noticed a weird light flickering in front of us. Wait, do you guys see that?
Yeah, that's a good sign. It could lead us towards the exit.
We made our way to the flickering light, but as we got close, all we saw was writing on the wall. The only way out is through. What does that even mean? Have you seen anything like this before?
No, this wasn't here before, but there's an arrow pointing this way, so we should probably follow it.
You're right. Let's go. As we walked in the direction of the arrow, I started to notice something weird. There were more and more flickering lights. Some were even completely off. Something about this felt wrong. Look, there's more writing. Killing it is the only option?
It can't be talking about the monster, right?
I mean, what else would it be talking about? It has to be.
Oh, no way. That's not happening. There's no chance we can kill that thing. It's too fast, too strong. It'll kill every one of us.
There has to be a way. There's no way it's just impossible.
Hey, there's more over this way.
We made our way over to Muck, who seemed to have more information. But before we could make it to him... Muck!
Oh no, run!
Grumble ran off immediately, leaving me behind. I didn't want to leave Muck, but I had no choice. I had to run. I followed Grumble, praying I'd be quick enough to make it back to the camp. The entire time I was running, the lights would not stop flickering, and the screams and the sound of the monster chasing behind me were deafening. But luckily, we made it back to the camp.
Come on, quick, close the door!
I hesitated to close the door on the monster, hoping that maybe Muck would find his way back. But as the monster got closer, I realized it wasn't gonna happen. So I closed the door, locking the monster and anyone left out in those halls alone.
I'm done. I'm done mapping this place out. I'm done fighting. I'm done surviving. We're stuck down here and there's nothing we can do about it.
What are you talking about?
That thing is too strong. There's no killing it.
You've lost too many to give up now. You can't let their deaths be for nothing.
Look, if you want to go out there and die trying, go ahead. But I'm done.
I'm gonna kill that thing, whether you help me or not.
That's a bad idea. You're not gonna make it out alive.
You're telling me you've been here for over a year and still have no idea on how to kill it?
Well, actually, there might be a way. Look, we call this the drop zone. It's a room full of holes that supposedly go on forever. It's a dangerous place, and we've lost multiple people that accidentally fell down one of these. Never heard from them again.
That's perfect. If I could just get the monster to fall down one of these holes, he'll be dead for sure.
It's not that simple, though. We don't even know what these holes lead to. This place is confusing. There's no telling what could happen.
This is a good enough plan for me. I'm in.
Oh, I'm not going. I told you, I'm done. This is all you. Here's a map of directions on how to get there. I'm sure you'll figure that out. Good luck.
Well, that guy sure is nice. I followed the map to the drop zone just to make sure that this place was actually real. But as I made my way there, something felt different. The walls started becoming more and more messed up. Some walls even had entire holes in them, as if something had broken through them. But after a bit of walking, I found it. A room full of holes that seem to go down forever. The plan is simple. Lure the monster in and run across one of these walkways while it's chasing me. Since the monster's so much bigger than I am, hopefully it'll lose its balance and fall straight into one of these pits. First, all I had to do was get its attention. I made my way back to the hallway where Muck disappeared. If it was going to be anywhere, it would be here. Muck? Hello? Are you here? I knew I wasn't gonna get a response, but part of me hoped Muck would still be alive out here. But the response I got back wasn't from Muck. Suddenly, the light started flickering again. Oh god, here we go. I started running as fast as I could back to the drop zone. I knew this would be my one and only opportunity, so I had to make the most of it. But as I was running, the monster seemed to be catching up. It was faster than I remembered. But lucky for me, I made it to the drop zone just in time. All I had to do was sit here and hope my plan works. The monster rushed in right behind me, trying its hardest to get to me. For a moment, I got a little nervous as it rushed across one of the beams right towards me. But luckily, not long after, it slipped. The monster fell into the endless pit, screaming as it descended into an endless void. And soon after, the light stopped flickering. This place was as silent as I've ever heard it. The plan might have actually worked. Right as I was starting to enjoy the silence, it was broken by a distant beeping. What is that noise? I made my way towards the beeping, hoping that this would be exactly what I've been looking for. And when I got there, a panel in the wall slid open and revealed a long hallway. Maybe I finally found the exit. I made my way down the hallways towards its end, but as I got closer, the wall started shifting into a white tile sort of material. And when I got to the end, it revealed something even more interesting. What is this place? This clearly wasn't the exit, but it did seem better than the area I was just in, so I started making my way through the water. Something about this room felt off. It didn't have the tense, dangerous feeling of the previous area. It felt peaceful, but I knew nothing in this place is ever as it seems, so I didn't trust it. I had to stay on alert 24/7. As I walked through the halls, I made sure I was careful. Sometimes I would hear a splash or a drip behind me, but when I turned around, there was nothing there. But after exploring around these new halls for a bit, I came across a room that had something interesting. In the middle of the room, there was a small sand dune with an umbrella on it, as if it were a place to rest. But as I looked around more, I noticed something even more interesting. On the wall, there was writing that said, "Muck is alive." What? How? Who wrote this here? And how do they know about Muck? Super confused, I looked around trying to figure out what was going on, but by the time I looked back at the text, it was gone, as if it was never there. Huh? I swear it was just here. Even more confused than I was before, I decided to leave the room. Whatever was going on out here clearly wasn't what it seemed. So I made my way back into the halls to continue looking for a way out. The halls of this place seemed to go on forever, kinda like what Grumble said about the previous area. All the walls were reminiscent of some kind of bathroom tiles or maybe a pool room of some kind of luxury hotel. The only noise you could hear in this place was flowing water. I think if I have to stay here much longer, I might actually go insane. I kept walking through these endless halls trying to make sense of it, but each room looked the same, just filled with white tiles and water. Every so often, I'd find something slightly different, like a broken tile or a hallway I swore I'd already been down. Either this place is just a huge loop, or I'm already losing my mind. Eventually, I stopped paying attention. Clearly, this place went on forever, and there was no way I could keep track of where I was going. It almost seemed as if the halls shifted behind me, constantly changing the layout of this maze. But just as I started to give up on finding a way out, I saw a glimpse of another player in front of me. Hey, you, come here. I wasn't sure at first, but as I got closer, I knew what I was seeing. It was Muck. Muck? Is that you? I started walking faster, rushing my way through the water as fast as I could, but for some reason, he didn't look back at me. He just kept walking. Muck, wait up. Muck turned a corner and entered one of the rooms. One of the only interesting rooms I'd seen since I got here. But when I entered the room behind him, he was gone. Muck? Where'd you go? It was as if he had disappeared into thin air. The only thing in this room was a giant pool right in front of me. But that's when I heard it. The same beeping I heard before when I escaped the first area. And it was coming from below. When I looked down into the pool, I saw a faint green light blinking at the bottom. That must be where Muck went. I jumped into the pool, swimming down towards the light, but as I got lower, I realized I wasn't gonna make it. This pool seemingly went down forever. Realizing I was gonna drown, I made my way back up. But when I got to the surface, everything had changed. The lights were gone, not flickering, just off. Everything had gone still. The bright, calming glow that filled these hallways before was replaced by complete darkness. What's going on? The only thing I could hear was a faint echo of my own voice. Even the water had stopped flowing. Everything had gone completely still. Muck, are you there? Something was seriously wrong. I looked back into the pool to see if the green light was still there, but then I realized the pool didn't go down anymore. Before, it was seemingly infinite. Now, it was only about 4 blocks deep. Seriously, what's going on? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I made my way back into the halls, hoping that I could find a clue as to how to escape this place. It was the same halls, the same white tiles and knee-high water, but this time, it was filled with complete darkness. As I started walking, I started to hear things. At first, it was just small splashes and random ripples in the water. I thought nothing of it, but then it happened again and again, each time sounding a bit closer. Hello? Muck? No response, just more splashing. Scared and confused, I kept walking, hoping I could find something soon. And that's when I came across another interesting room. Just a big pool similar to the last, but much, much bigger. Intrigued by the room, I made my way towards the pool in the middle. But as I got close, something happened that changed everything. A strange eyeball-shaped entity emerged from the middle of the pool. I had no clue what was going on, but I knew I didn't want to stay around to find out. I immediately ran off back into the halls. I looked back for a split second to see that thing chasing after me. I hoped I could outrun it, but it was fast. Every time I turned a corner, I'd hear it rush through the water right behind me. I had no plan, no idea on how to escape this thing. It didn't help that each hallway looked the exact same. It was only a matter of time before this thing caught up to me and finished me off. But just as I started to lose hope, I saw something. A small pipe flowing with water. It seemed like it was just the right size for me to fit inside. Come on, please, let me in. I pulled myself into the pipe, barely squeezing in before the one-eyed monster got to me. I thought I was safe. The only thing I could see was his one eye staring at me through the pipe. It couldn't fit. It was too big and too slow. After a few seconds, it stopped trying and I was officially safe. I actually made it. That was too close. I made my way through the pipe, hoping it'd lead me to a better place. I kept crawling and crawling until something weird started to happen. The water current started to pick up and I was swept through the pipe. Before I knew it, I was taken and I had no clue where I was going. And that's when, out of nowhere, I was spit out. Oh God, what is this place?